Okay, so at the end of my last video on this, I opened up the mold that I'd created, and we saw here that the pewter hadn't quite flowed down into the actual cavities where I want to make my little skull and crossbone charms. So I've modified the CAD file and I have recast it. So first of all, I think what I'm going to do is have a look at what I've actually modified. So let's have a look. So here we are. This is the one I've just actually laser cut on the right hand side here. So what I've changed is I've made the well a little bit smaller, and the idea there is that when the pewter overflows, I want it to run down this path, this runner first. In fact, I think I'm just going to drop that there and have this here. So I felt as if with this design here, in fact, I'm just actually, if I do that and then do that works. Okay, perfect. Yeah, when it flowed down, did it kind of all flow down here first and then flow down here? Well, maybe it did, but I want to make sure it all flows down into one cavity first and then flows into the other. So over on this side, I'm wanting the pewter to flow down. That's better. To flow down this runner into this left charm first. So I've moved the well a little bit to the left, or shrunk it a bit. I've made it so it's going to overflow here. I've lifted up this midpoint, so the pewter's definitely going to kind of hit here, flow down. I've made this opening into the charm wider. I think this was 2 mm, and I think I've made this 4 mm. More close to this edge here as well, and then I've also opened up this one so it's 4 mm too, the runner going into the actual charm, the cavity. So that's what I've modified, and let's just see if the results are a success. So I'm going to open up the mold, take the bulldog clips off. Again, the MDF, no, this time is it? Yeah, it does come off more easily, and yes, look at that, that's got it. Let's just take off the card here. That's absolutely perfect. That's what I want. Now, if anything, it has actually just flowed a little bit too wide there against the actual cavity. I'll fix that up later so it doesn't quite follow the neat profile there of my actual little skull and crossbone characters. It's also started to flow a little bit up the right there, which is absolutely fine, but that looks great. So what I'm going to do now is polish this up, and then we're going to look at laser engraving with the Mark Solid Spray, our little pixel art skull and crossbones graphic onto those. Okay, so that's coming up next.